never looks like she's struggling too much to get around the ground, and hits beautiful goals, and is just really, really foundational to how they build their play, which is really, really good.
Another one I like to watch, Amelia Huff. She's a really strong leader in their team and often plays sort of in the centre, really controlling the game. Certainly one to look out for. Sam Wagg's been hitting the scoreboard from some corner shots. I'd certainly be looking out for her if I was one of the Yarra Valley defenders in those corners.
Yeah, and Olivia Wood too. I think we've seen her rise up from being quite a young player in 2017, 2018, obviously this in 2019. So now looking to make that impact as well. From the Yarra Valley side, you've got Nicola Brown, who's a really hard-working
coming to attempt to put
midfielder.
pressure on. Alex Tan gets the tackle in
MCC, who's a rock down back,
George
really
Hurley.
Experienced. And then one of the young stars, which is Marani Simons-Molmar, who came off a really strong campaign.
Strong receive by Hansford in front of pitcher. And set forward Pitt.
So, and just one of those
Southern
players
United
that
3-0
I was
over
talking to
Waverley.
her parents last week, and she had no idea that she was one-on-one with Em Hertz. You know, and I said, do you know who she just went against? And they were like, no, we have no idea who that is. So it's exciting to see her stumble across, but both teams looking for their first win have mirrored each other in regards to both enjoyed over one Men's Big League 1 and Men's State League 2 come up, and that's stayed in Premier League, maybe gone back down and up again. But a couple of key players to watch from TEM. Really exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, we might take a very short commentary break as we finish up with the teams doing their warm-ups, and then on the other side of this we'll bring you the Women's Premier League for gameclothing.com.au right after this.
Why is it you're going to vote for the Conservatives?
Because I wouldn't ever vote for anybody else.
Welcome to Canvey Island. Canvey Island is a pocket of Castle Point constituency in Essex, which for years has been one of the safest of Tory safe seats. The Conservative MP Rebecca Harris won 76.7% of the vote share in 2019, but like in other supposedly safe Tory seats all over the country, is not looking quite so rosy this time. A collapse in the Conservative vote at the local elections saw a coalition of independents take control of the local council, making it one of just two councils in England to be made up entirely of independents. And although the Conservatives are predicted to retain this seat, it is likely to be with a much, much smaller majority. Change is clearly in the air, so I've come to Canvey to see if that will extend to the general election.
I'm a Tory, I'm proud of it.
Here's a really safe Tory area.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
The demographic, really. Sold money, kind of just entrenched system.
It's habit more than anything.
Yeah. No opportunity for youth or growth or just a lack of imagination and inspiration, I think. Yeah.
What is it? Why is it the Castle Point has such a strong Conservative base, do you think?
Because we're all sensible.
What issues matter to you?
One of the 3 Tullocks playing today takes
immigration.
off on the right-hand
Really?
side.
Yeah.
What about immigration?
Well, I think there's just too many people coming into the country. Our serving army people and that they
Strength still from Tullock.
the immigrants get preferential treatment over them. And people on the housing list, they come into this country, they get free housing, free everything else, and people that have paid in all their life don't get anything.
It's quite damning. It's quite a damning assessment.
It's a very damning society in Britain. I mean, I think if you, as a youngster, I think if I would have a good look around an exit.
Mackenzie through Hurst, and unfortunately kicks that, leaves the ball behind. TEM will try to play this on quickly. The eyes are up from the defenders and already space, so...
Julie Alonso now for Thames. Happy to be on the back stick.
Good pace down the left-hand side, just goes around Gruber. Skill from Mortimer.
It's a lovely tackle there. Moving out to the right-hand side now is Yarra Valley. Alonso with a fantastic chase. Bonnie Bonnes steps up to take the ball for Thames. It's a neat little tackle. A good fight there. Ball smashed across now.
And the ball's going to loop up and over the defender. And that's going to end up in the net. So the first goal, just a couple minutes in, is going to go to TEM. It's a good little move down the left-hand side. And I think a goalkeeper, Jess Campbell, came out to try and shut that down. The ball's just looped up and over. Back with live play here, and TEM on their way once again.
Well chased, it's Kleinschmidt now. Fantastic tackle and run from Nicola Brown.
Important to shut that one down. Darcy Kleinschmidt turning onto her tomahawk at the top of the circle is not something that you really want to be seeing all too often.
Alonso again working that left side, just going to look to get a corner when she's inside the circle, and does so. An excellent start from the home side here.
Yeah, good body work there on the defender from Yarra. Gray just turned onto the forestick and then ripped around and tries to go through, draws the obstruction. Good play by TEM once again, having a really positive first 5 minutes here.
Got a couple of handy options at the top of the circle, TEM do.
If Rishi Sunak or Keir Starmer or another leader was listening to you right now, what would you say?
Go with
I'd say just try and get it together as much as you can and actually be honest with people. Don't make us believe something that's not going to happen. The same with Brexit. They weren't honest with that.
What weren't they honest about, do you think?
All sorts of things that they promised that didn't happen. They didn't tell us certain things. If we came out of Brexit, what would happen? Like with the produce going up, everything's gone up. People that, like expats that live abroad, it's difficult for them. All sorts of things that we didn't realise.
Were you in favour of Brexit?
I was. To the left,
and how do you feel about it now?
Wished I wasn't.
Clear this now, out to the right-hand side. Well done.
I will say they should never have got rid of Boris.
Really?
Oh God!
Back into the attack on the opposite side.
When he won in 2019, I didn't think Labour would ever come back, and I think he did a good job in COVID because nobody else has ever had to do that before. I do think they did the dirty on him.
Really?
Yeah. Definitely.
If Labour win as predicted, how would you feel about that?
Devastated.
Really?
And sometimes they're hard decisions you have to make. So get on with it.
What are those hard decisions, do you think?
All sorts of hard decisions. Unemployment is right. Councils are going broke. That's because they're paying out all this money in housing benefit. Someone needs to actually say, right, we've got to do something about it.
I mean, I was reading in the paper one of the councils in the country are pulling a halt to right to buy. Not stopping it, but
Pausing in Manchester, I think, was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was somewhere.
Yarra Valley.
And that's what they need to do. They won't build housing, council houses, which they could still help people out with the rent, but at a lot cheaper rate, because it would be council rates, not private rates. And all those things need to be sorted out, just for a while. Give the country a chance to get back on its feet after COVID and
coming through the middle.
everything else that's been going on.
Tries to find Hurst in the middle.
They don't listen to anybody but themselves.
Depth now needed.
And
Allison
they're
takes
all
off.
only interested in what they look like.
Benetti once again has a 2-on-2 ahead
And
of her.
it's no good. You need someone to actually pull themselves up by their underwear and get on with the damn job.
What issues matter to you, do you think?
I just think it's sorting out the economy, really. That's the main issue at the minute. Obviously, you've got the big thing of obviously housing prices at the minute. I see that all the time. The struggle for first-time buyers. That's a big thing that needs to be tackled, and the rising interest rates on mortgages. So I think that's the main concern. But among other things,
Allison
we're bathing in shit. You know, you can't get. I've been waiting sort of, I don't know, 3 years to get treated for cancer and stuff. You know. Yeah, I mean, it's just a neglect and things. You know, things like that. The water, where all the money that they've spent given to shareholders, none of it's been invested. And we're drinking this shit. You know. Yeah. Yeah, it's outrageous.
It's damn
outrageous.
You say you're proud to be a Tory. What, over the past 14 years of government, are you proud of, do you think?
I mean, I'm standing on the study side of the commentary box at the moment.
Well, the way they cope, the way Boris did COVID. You know, nobody else. I can't see. What was it, Corbyn, wasn't it, who would have got in? Can you imagine what he'd have done? And I think Richie Sunak, with the paying the money, furlough, yeah. I mean, I thought they did a good job. They paid it to lots of wrong people. Don't get me wrong, but they did help people. And
still going.
What would swing your vote, do you think? What issues?
I'd say more so on help for first-time buyers and youngsters trying to get onto the property ladder more so than anything else. Because I'm 27 years of age, got a young family, and trying to get onto the property ladder is near on impossible at the moment. You're finding that the average age for first-time buyers moving up to sort of 35 years of age in that sort of bracket. So yeah, I'd probably say more so that.
I was talking to a woman earlier, and she was saying I estimated, I'm going to be rude, she's probably about late 50s. Yeah, my first error. But she was saying how sorry she feels for kind of young people. Like the social contract seems to be broken almost, like what we were promised isn't the case anymore.
Yeah, I think it is more so that I think that's what we need to be focusing on is the next generation, because you'll find there's a lot of youngsters now that don't necessarily have the opportunities that they would have had back in the day. So they're finding they're grouping around and doing things on the streets that are then becoming an issue for every community really. Yeah. So I'd say more community centres, more activities for youngsters, and more things that can develop skills that they can take into later life really.
Do you know who you're going to vote for?
I don't yet know, to be honest with you, but I think more research is required because a lot of things are promised, but mainly sort of looking at the trends and what's happened in the past maybe will help me make that decision.
Who do you intend to vote for?
Who do I intend to vote for? Probably Labour.
Really? Why Labour? This is a very conservative, safe seat.
Right-hand side, the ball is called play on.
Probably it goes back years because my parents were Labour, and then I started voting Conservative. We bought our house through the Conservatives, so I've got something to thank them for. But nothing seems to happen. You get all these promises and nothing seems to happen. So I thought, well, maybe Labour might change.
I just hope the Tories win. I probably doubt they will, but I just hope they do.
Excellent.
And then the other thing, they have brought inflation down. And will he bankrupt the country like they did in 2010 when he left the little note saying there's no money left?
Or in 2022 with Liz Truss.
Oh well, we don't talk about it. That was the worst thing ever. That was the worst thing.
Really?
Yeah. Should never have.
No,
she shouldn't have. But
Burnett.
that probably was the downfall of them. which is a shame. But as I say, should never have got rid of Boris.
Gray.
I'm a Boris fan.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you very much for your time.
Great receive by Gray. Just let the ball come across her body to open up space. Now goes down
more
the
often
left-hand
than
side.
not, is a result of people's savings. It just seems wrong to take that away from them.
I would say I've got a very good standard of living, but I'm still very happy to help those more less fortunate.
Like the tax on, there's going to be a tax on £80,000 and more, which is for London, with how high rent is at the moment. I think it's like that's like, I mean, not livable, but it's it's not a lot of money.
Despite Labour's general reticence to promise anything in particular for their plans in government, there is one thing they are clear on. There will be no new tax on wealth. This is despite research suggesting that a wealth tax on just the richest 0.3% of the population could generate £10 billion for the public purse. While a wealth tax would affect very few Brits, the people it would are likely to be living here in Kensington, the richest parliamentary constituency in the country. Kensington is a pretty complicated place. Some people here are loaded. There's the most expensive street in the country, Phillimore Gardens, where the average house costs £23.8 million. But among the 6-floor townhouses and supercars, there is serious deprivation. Research shows that from 2019 to 2020, 1 in 4 children in Kensington and Chelsea were living in poverty. And Grenfell Tower serves as a brutal reminder of the area's inequality. This is extreme Britain, and that's why I'm in Kensington to ask the people I meet, how do you feel about the level of tax that you pay at the moment?
Pretty much everything else you need in a Defender.
It hurts, but I can afford it.
Being a bit of a communist, I guess. Sorry, I'm not. But, I do believe everyone should pay tax.
How would you feel about a tax on wealth rather than income?
Tackled there by Hassing.
Wealth, more often than not, is a result of people's savings and
shot comes on.
Their hope
Just missing.
to exist on their savings.
Shot there.
It just seems wrong to take that away from them.
Well, for example, the tax on there's going to be a tax on £80,000 and more, which is for London, with how high rent is at the moment. I think it's like that's like, I mean, not livable, but it's not a lot of money, and to tax that proportion as well is unfair. I think they should start with all the ultra rich first, and then just go down from there.
Yeah, it's quite high considering the amenities don't really represent what I'm paying in tax. I wish that with the amount of tax that I'm paying, I'm not really seeing it being put into what I would expect to get back from it.
Is that in terms of public services and stuff?
Yeah, public services. We do there's good transport systems in London, but that's about as far as it goes. I think the public services are actually quite expensive for the amount of tax that we are paying. I think to try and go to Manchester could cost £60, which I think is insane. Back home in Ireland, that's €5 to get from 3-hour train journey. Yeah.
Would you describe yourself as wealthy?
Pardon?
Would you describe yourself as wealthy?
Oh no.
I have 2 homes. Yeah, I would say I've got a very good standard of living, but I'm still very happy to help those more less fortunate. You see people on the street. It's dreadful to see. And what do? What did the government do? They encourage migrants to come in, give them free accommodation. Why don't they look after their own people, the old age pensioners, who can hardly afford to live?
Is there a world in which the government can do both those things?
Can they what, sorry?
Is there a world in which the government can do both those things, look after British people and people fleeing war?
You know what I say about the government? They look after number one.
What is wealthy in your eyes?
I suppose somebody who
Does go to Wag and she'll take the shot. Fantastic save.
is worth at least £500,000, £600,000.
Tax on wealth.
Great follow-up save again.
I think insane wealth is ridiculous. Someone who has over £1 billion, that's just that's why would you need that amount of money? I think if you've worked hard, then I think there should be inheritance tax could be, if you have ridiculously sized houses, but I think it's all proportionate in a sense. So I don't know. I think insane wealth should be taxed more, but there's always that old analogy of the guy buying 10 pints for everyone else. So they're just going to go to another country, perhaps. There's so much offshore tax nowadays that you never know where it's going to go anyway.
As somebody that's not well off, I think the wealthy should pay their fair share, but it's getting the balance right. If you ask for too much, they'll just take they just go elsewhere. They've got the money to go and live in wherever, and when they move, they'll take those, their money with them and their taxes with them, and we'll end up worse off. So it's getting that balance right, I think.
If we tax like the top 1%, it would like trickle down to everyone else in a more suitable way. I don't think like the bottom percentage of people should be taxed.
Income, you choose to work. You work hard, you pay tax, and tax on income in this country, I think, is reasonably fair.
I think the argument against that is people on lower earnings pay proportionally more tax than someone on a very high income with very high wealth.
I'm afraid the use of the term proportionately can be very misleading. It's proportionate to what? However, people who are on low incomes, they have to be on very low income, where they get considerable benefits. And people on low incomes don't pay tax. I think my understanding is that you can earn £14,000-15,000 without paying tax, I think. And then thereafter, it is a modest amount on the excess of that. So I don't think people on low incomes have a great deal to complain about.
I'm not happy.
Why aren't you happy?
Because all I put in, they keep taking from me, giving to the wealthier people, and it's not fair. I have a family I need to feed, and the more work I do, the more tax I get to pay, and cost of living is going up. Pay rise doesn't really affect private sector that much, except you're working in the government sector, and I work in the private sector. So how many penny they put in the pay rise does not really help me. So the tax I'm paying is really taking more.
Let me see. I'll change the white balance right now. Alright, so that's 5,600 now. How's that? It's good? Okay. It's not the same show as the yeah. Is that if they're on the far end, like the right side of the pitch, then they're completely backlit, so it's just nothing but shadows.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second quarter about to get underway here from the Auburn Road Hockey Centre and home of the Toorak East Malvern Lions as they welcome Yarra Valley quarter time. Just finishing the home side 1-0 to the good for gameclothing.com.au and on all our channels for the Women's Premier League and Hockey Victoria. For everyone local and around the world who's tuning in, welcome back to sport. My name is Kin Smith and I'm joined by Izzy Hassel, and we have missed it, but we're back to the good old days.
We absolutely have. I know that there's been, professional sport going on at a lot of levels across the world, but, it's probably one of the only places that's doing amateur sport with a huge crowd as it is down here. It's really exciting to be involved with, just to be a part of it. It's a good tackle there by Wilcox. Sam Wag will win that one out, though.
Yeah, Wilcox thought it was her free hit, took off.
I don't really blame her, to be honest. Back to Wag.
Umpire Tony Nash standing on the back line. Must admit, it is a beautiful facility, but having the sun come directly into your eyes is not always the greatest as a player at this particular ground.
I thought you were going to say as a commentator.
Oh, potato. Simons Moai, Marani puts that ball forward, tries to find Wilcox. Experience from TEM, just pick that one up.
Two half sisters working together there, Bronte and Amelia.
It's the quick passing of TEM that's really allowing them to reset, and get that ball forward. Playing quick balls and then leading off in space here.
Alonso looks long to Gannison. Gannison pulls it back. Needs to find a pass, and she does through Huff. Huff dishes it back to her sister. Amelia with a rocket through, and it's a great trap. Looking for a shot or a pass across to the spot. A stroke is called. Must have been a foot on the line. Just out of range for us to quite see that one. But Thames will take a stroke, looking to put this one 2-0 up. Penalty stroke looks like it's going to be taken by Kleinschmidt.
Darcy Kleinschmidt here. And that's been put away, so 2-0. Not exactly sure what the stroke was called for. Potentially a hack, potentially a foot. A number of things can go, but Toorak East Malvern 2-0 now to the good.
A lot of sticks and a lot of feet around the front of the goal face then. And Jess Campbell not really having much of a chance with that excellent stroke from Kleinschmidt. Alonso through to Bronte Huff. Bonnie Berness can pull it back to Amelia Huff. Got to call a couple of full names in this team. Quite a couple of sisters running around.
Just an update as well. I've been notified that it wasn't actually Jess Campbell that took the field. It was Samantha Campbell, who is now in net for Yarra Valley. Must have been a late change there. So apologies to Samantha, who's been doing some great things in the Yarra Valley net. Unfortunately, Darcy Kleinschmidt on a penalty stroke is not the way you want to start your day.
Certainly hard to beat, yeah. The way that Bronte Huff then just channeled exactly into the right position before she made the tackles. Really fantastic for young players to watch the position that she got herself in there. Knew exactly what she was doing, just waited till she had the perfect opportunity and made the tackle.
It's about patience and confidence on the ball. The good players you see, they don't panic, they don't throw a ball into space that's not there. They continue to carry, continue with pace, and then allow themselves that opportunity to find that next pass. Often the inexperience leads to, they throw the ball after only 2 or 3 steps. When you see the experienced players like Huff turn in, use their body to cut across the people that are tackling them, really positive stuff. But something for young players definitely to continue to watch. And the quick passing, I think, is the most effective thing. Back of the stick there on the tomahawk shot.
Albuquerque having the quick shot there.
Mortimer tries to put that long ball forward.
Amelia Huff has a little bit of time, finds Talek. Talek just rolls it through to Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt still over the ball. Cops a couple of tackles and plays on. And called a short corner now. Perhaps somebody wasn't 5 yards.
Yeah,
might have been why it was called.
Definitely looks like it was for the penalty corner. For the tackle. Mortimer turning, perhaps asking what the communication was. Can be a bit of a difficult one.
Shot comes on from Kleinschmidt. Has the second shot now. And that is a fantastic save.
I think it was Tuka Hassing who just took that straight off the line. That must have taken a deflection because that was waist high. So that cannot have been the first shot on goal, or it must have taken a deflection. Otherwise, it would be dangerous.
The tomahawk was the second shot.
Yeah, correct.
Kleinschmidt still at the top. Comes out to the right. Popped across to Alonso. Alonso still over the ball. Manages to find a little bit of space. Excellent play by Sam Campbell. Sam Campbell, goalkeeper for Yarra, has certainly done some fantastic things. And now this is Wilcox. Has to take on about 4 of them, though.
Riley Wilcox just trying to turn into that circle and still going. Needs to get a result there. Passes it across. It's all stick thus far. Wilcox again gets that slap across. Bouncing around. It's going to be a Yarra Valley ball. Well done by Wilcox just to maintain control of the ball. That's one of the things I was talking about earlier, not panicking and throwing the ball away early. Wilcox again. Allison. Molly Allison just gets that ball bunted. Brown hunting.
Half rolls it through. Mortimer. With strength through the middle.
Just rolls under Nicola Brown's stick, unfortunate. Well picked up by TEM.
Alonso under pressure from Brown. Finds Huff through the middle. An important touch there from Mortimer, but Albuquerque can get it back for TEM. Ball through to Talik.
Passing through. Park. Just can't quite connect with Gray. You see TEM playing a much more compact game, and what I mean by that is numbers around the ball for quick passing. Not something that Yarra Valley have managed to get going just yet. Mackenzie on the ball all the way out. Park. Ball through. Marani heading forward. That's an average tackle, and that's going to be a bit of a break.
Couple of minutes on the sideline for Bonnie Beness with the green card.
Bit of a lunge, bit high, bit of a green.
Yeah. Look, 2 minutes in the shade. I might not be too
upset
about that.
That's not a bad idea, to be honest. It's being out there in the sun.
And of course, we're only sort of halfway through the second quarter at the moment. Still a lot of hockey to be played.
Benetti down the right-hand side, carrying strongly. Tries to cut back in, wins that free hit. Yarra Valley need numbers in the circle now. Turnover. TEM getting that ball well picked off again by Benetti. Battling hard down low. 16-yard hit, unfortunate. This is an opportunity for Yarra Valley. It's in the TEM corner. They need to cut this off and prevent an easy ball. And probably no one marking Darcy Kleinschmidt is not a great way to start. Nicola Brown then takes care of that job.
Lovely ball through.
Gruber, great tackle on Kleinschmidt. Wins that free hit. Mortimer pops that ball through.
That's the space, and Marani's going to run onto it.
Yeah. Marani, Simon's mama, just can't bring that in.
Sometimes you spend all your energy getting to the ball. Once you get there, you just can't quite reel it in. Ball through to Sarah Tulloch.
Still only 13 years of age at this point, Marani.
13. Yep. That is incredibly young to be playing Premier League.
It's probably incredibly young to be making under 15s team too.
Wow.
Pressure from Mackenzie. Alonso just turns out of it a little bit easily. Need to keep going with that pressure, keep the eyes down. Good tackle by Simons Momai.
Ali Jarrett gets a stick in it.
Nicola Brown winning the free hit here. No sign of that foot injury. Park will send this into the circle. Tries to get the touch on. That's been bunted forward. Was dealt with by the goalkeeper, who was probably unsure if there'd been a touch.
Emily Butler there for TEM's in the net.
Better safe than sorry. Free hit for TEM.
It's the first real touch we've seen from Butler. The defence have been pretty strong and able to reduce those shots on goal at the moment. And the ball is cracked up to the Yarra defensive end, just relieving a little bit of pressure for Thames.
Yeah,
after a good couple of minutes from Yarra.
Yeah, Thames have shown that they have been effective in turning the ball over in midfield, so it's not a bad, you have the 2-goal lead, it's not a bad option to simply say, hey, let's get this out the other end and make them play through us. Yarra Valley haven't been adept as of yet today of bringing that ball through the midfield and picking those passes to the inside channels, those dangerous channels at the top of the circle.
Sarah Talek.
Picked off by Burnett. No, that's going to come off the foot, so a free hit.
Burnett. Talek works to get her 5 yards back.
Scott picks up the loose ball. Hurst is deep in the circle. Scott needs to get a result here, needs to get inside the circle on the turn to get that free hit.
It's a good tackle from Amelia Huff. Low and flat and hard. Another bit of a masterclass in tackling.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Channeled her into that really difficult position for Scott to get out of.
Well, then drew effectively the obstruction from Scott. She tried to step across, and you've already got the ball as the defender. So it's going to be a free hit. Pressure here from Mackenzie. Yarra Valley now just with an opportunity to pen TEM into their corner. They need to not let them out easily here. It's good pressure. Gruber takes off to the left-hand side. Well defended by TEM. 3 defenders, long corner.
Ali Jarrett on the ball there, just couldn't quite keep it on her stick.
Brown. Allison. Brown again is in the middle of 3 TEM's players.
Thames able to run away with it. That's great pressure from Jodie Mortimer, just forcing them all the way back.
It's a good switch by TEM. Unfortunately, it just hit the foot, but that's what the good teams are able to do. They're able to take it right from the right-hand side. No option there. Turn, midfield, across the other side. It's good hockey from TEM at this stage. Hurst going towards the circle. Both players missed it. Burnett after the ball now. Gets the free hit.
Good tackle. Sam Wag with a great tackle there and runs away with it into a little bit of space. She can roll it out to Gannison on the left. Gannison has got pace, and it's a fantastic tackle. And again, just relieving a little bit of pressure. Ball looking again for Gannison with TEM.
Benetti pokes that ball forward, wins the free. Park takes off, puts that ball forward, and this is a good opportunity. Wilcox, it's 3-on-2 if they can keep going quickly. Wilcox turns, shoots, that's going to roll in. I think Chloe Scott got the final touch, but that was what they needed. Wilcox breaks a line, dishes the ball off early. Mackenzie back to the middle, and a push. And that's the result. 2-1 still to TEM, but a great response by Yarra Valley. Here's the replay. Wilcox here comes towards Mackenzie, creates the 2-on-1, pops it there, back through, pushes it, and a little deflection under the diving keeper by Chloe Scott. Well played, Yarra Valley.
Only a couple of minutes left this first half. It'll be really interesting to see how Thames can respond to that goal.
Yeah, I mean, Thames, with 2 goals, probably haven't had as much result for their dominance. They've had the 3 or 4 penalty corners. They've been in the circle a lot. Lots of entries down the left-hand side. At this stage, I still think playing the better team. They've had more of the ball. They've had more of the circle penetrations. But, Yarra Valley only 3 or 4 times in the circle and have a goal. So, and the shot from Wilcox earlier that only just missed as well.
Albuquerque. And a short corner is blown. An important one for Thames to get back on top. And they'll just take their time here.
Yeah, coming down into the final 2 minutes of the first half, so they won't want to leave too much opportunity for Yarra Valley to go back up the other end.
It is Wag with the hit, missing to the right.
It's a tight game thus far as we head into the shadows of half-time. Minute 30 to go. Hassing with the ball. It's all the way out right. Benetti has options down the line leading back towards her in Wilcox. And options inside. This is not a bad way, just creeping the ball up, winning those easy free hits. Turnover in midfield by TEM, and this is what they've done really well all day. That's changed the point of attack. Straight away, TEM look from that sideline, they look infield. Straight away, they don't go back down the same way, which is really positive.
Nicola Brown rolls into space. Still about a minute to go. Just enough time for either team to get another shot on the goals. Gannison finds the foot, needs to take off quickly. She does. Can work into the circle. Tilka Hassing defends. And cleared out by Yarra.
Picked up by Marani, who wins the free hit.
Important tackle though.
Aggressively attacked the ball with Sam Wag.
Bronte Huff. It's a brilliant ball through. Albuquerque will get into the circle. Good tackle from Hassing.
In the final 5 seconds now. Barring something extraordinary, we'll go into half-time. TEM 2, Yarra Valley 1. And a much more even quarter. That quarter, you'd say, Yarra Valley finding a little bit more rhythm, finding a little bit more passing. Just got to work their way into the game. TEM still looking like the dominant side with their ability to switch the ball quickly into the midfield. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go too far. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half about to get underway here from the Hawthorn Hockey Centre and the Toorak East Malvern Lions welcoming the Yarra Valley Hockey Club.
The Yarra Valley Yabbies.
The Yarra Valley Yabbies. Yarra Valley located in Ivanhoe, so I have no idea how that ended up with that name, but...
I think it's a little bit of alliteration there.
Alliteration. We are here for round 3 of the gameclothing.com.au live stream, and the Women's Premier League up first, followed by the Men's Premier League after this. Also, TEM hosting Yarra Valley. And the home side, TEM, with a 2-1 advantage, courtesy of Olivia Wood with a nice shot on the 9th minute, and then followed up by Darcy Kleinschmidt with the penalty stroke after a goal line scramble. Yarra Valley then clawed one back through a well-worked deflection through Chloe Scott. And underway here.
Sally Park tackled by Kleinschmidt, but managed to get away through only as far as Bronte Huff. Alonso. Beautiful tackle by Park. And the ball coming through to Morani. Morani with speed up the left side.
Puts it on the foot, wins the free hit. Yarra Valley needing to stretch this.
Long corner is called. Big whistle blown. And I'll take that one again.
Not sure exactly what the whistle was for, but a free hit.
I think there may have been 2 balls on the field.
Okay. Ball to Simons Mulway, picked up by Burnett. They need to keep this one in. Darcy Kleinschmidt gets that one through. Well picked off by Mortimer. Read that, or they were through, almost 2-on-1. Inside the Yarra circle, cleared by TEM. It's the free hit once again, just bringing that ball closer. Gray on the right-hand side.
Pressure coming on from Albuquerque.
Yeah, a little 2-on-2 on that side. TEM get the better of that one. No, picked off again. That ball goes across and free hit out for TEM. Simons Mulway with the lead and did the right thing, tried to get in front, get down low for the deflection in front of the defender on that right-hand post, but must have been some sort of infringement there, which the umpire was right on the spot.
Sam Wag has to take on 2. We'll get the free hit though. Well played.
Strength on the ball.
Beautiful ball through to Gannison. Gannison needs to release it. Finds Albuquerque.
Albuquerque tries to put that one in space. Can't quite reel that in. That's what TEM have been able to do all day, which is positive for them. Get that ball, wheel, turn, pop it into the midfield, and then they're away. This is better from Yarra Valley with a couple of little passes. Scott, the goal scorer, will pick this one up, has space to work with. 2-on-1 at that stage, will put the ball into the circle, rolls it across. Scott still going, needs to find a result here.
Team tackle from TEM.
Nothing coming and a free hit for TEM. Just couldn't find an outcome there. Chloe Scott couldn't find the space to pull the trigger on the shot or the foot.
It was excellent defence by TEM. They had 3 pouncing on her at the top of the circle as soon as she sort of stepped in to take that shot. She just had no chance at all. TEM's able to switch it across. It's a big reach from Tulloch. And a perfect little roll through to Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt whacks it across, finds Gannison, hits her foot.
Those bobbling balls are difficult. Just bounces off the stick. End-to-end stuff now.
It's well played by Morani.
Experiencing Kleinschmidt picks that one off. And TEM have this one in midfield once again.
Wag always just with such great vision. Knew exactly where she wanted to give it before she even receives it.
A strong user of the ball. First thought is always on that angle infield. Second thought is back.
It's a lovely turn from Albuquerque. Janison
on the outside.
Opts to go backwards. Boness. It's a beautiful ball through. Albuquerque still on the ball now. Well taken by Campbell. And Sam Campbell, very impressive in the net for Yarra Valley. Rachel Gray goes back. Pressure is on Tilka.
First game of Premier League as well for Sam Campbell.
There you go. Congrats on the debut. Beautiful roll through. TEM still over the ball. Tulloch. Bronte Huff still on the ball. Looks to take a shot.
That's come off the TEM stick, so that'll be a Yarra Valley free hit. That was good defence. They turned, they stayed low. Mortimer on that low tackle didn't allow it to hit the foot. Gray on the right-hand side.
Alonso gets low. It's a great tackle.
Free hit for Yarra Valley. Sally Park winning that battle.
Gray. Back to Hassing. Hassing through to Brown. Brown can find Wilcox. Wilcox playing a little bit more defensively.
Searching ball to the midfield. It's not a bad idea. I liked it. The ball out of defence into those leads coming back towards the defenders is where it's got to start, and Brown did that effectively. Received the ball from Hassing, turned back to Wilcox. Wilcox then looks forward.
Problem is though, Wilcox needs to be receiving those balls. We know what a great striker she can be. Need a little bit more depth from that Yarra side through the midfield so that they can be the ones throwing it to Wilcox to run onto. We know she's got speed and skill and is happy to take a shot. They need her up higher. Through to Huff, just a little bit too far. Alonso will pick it up.
Has Gruber for company on the outside, goes to the back stick. Alonso.
And a short corner is called. Well worked from Thames. And it's just a beautiful switch through the middle for them to find space on the left side.
It's a real skill carrying that ball down the left-hand side with one hand on the outside of the body. Really difficult to defend against. And it's difficult for the umpires as well to judge when the obstruction starts. Like, let's be real, it's often obstructing, but
tell you what, it's not an easy job for the umpires.
Nope.
But they're doing a great job today. Sam Wag at the top. It does go straight there. Cross to the left and well tackled, well saved. Tulloch. This is Alice Tulloch. Cops a big tackle and Brown can clear it. Well tackled from Sarah Tulloch this time.
Yeah, Allison was battling hard there. Tulloch wasn't fooled by the little jink.
Mortimer can go through to Wilcox. It's well tackled. Ball back through to Sarah Tulloch. The Thames girls just need to be moving a little bit more in the circle. Sarah Tulloch looked up, just didn't have a whole lot of options to give it to. Alice Tulloch now on the lead, through to her sister. Finds the foot and the short corner goes to Thames. Excellent bit of play from a couple of Tullochs out there for Thames. Big family at the Thames Hockey Club. Good to see the three sisters.
You wouldn't want a
out
family
there today.
event on like a hockey day, would you? Because you lose half a team.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Between them and the Wags, you've got
the Huffs.
and the Huffs.
Sam Wag
off
with
the
a
foot. Great
fantastic
save, getting down by Sam Campbell. And well picked up off the pads by Yarra Valley. Attacked the ball hard, drew the free hit. Mortimer.
Doing very well in her debut, Sam Campbell. Rachel Gray can find Mortimer.
So the next pass is the important one. Need to find a way to bring that through the midfield.
Alonso. Finds Wag, and Wag will look for Talik on the right. Searching ball for Sarah Talik.
Burnett on the left-hand side now needs to find that pass into the midfield. Good option. Brown picked it up, trying to work with Mackenzie. Players, hard tackles coming in.
Bronte coming away with a free hit there, and it's a great ball out to Alice Talik. Raised into Rachel Gray.
They've given the advantage there, came well up off the thigh. Leaves that ball all the way through. No one will get on the end of that one.
Amelia Huff can pop it out to Talik. Kleinschmidt back on the field. Certainly makes her presence known when she is.
Just the strength to take that ball on the receive, cop the tackle, strength to push the ball through and continue with that jink and run. That's just quality in any line. If someone can do that out of the midfield, it's even more dangerous.
Kate Wilcox. Alonso finds herself space. Big hit comes through, well taken care of by Hassing. Lifted ball, umpire says play on. No one really affected by it, which is good. Nice ball through to Kleinschmidt. And TEM's just happy to pass it back when they need to.
They've got this overload on the left-hand side here, which they'll go to. And Yarra Valley not able to get out and shut that down fast enough. Only one player try and beat two. Well saved by Jess Campbell. Jess Campbell came out and got that brilliantly, and the follow-up shot was well dealt with. 16-yard hit. I realise I've done it again, and it's Sam Campbell in the net.
Are they sisters? Must be. Here we go. Another big, I was going to say big kicker from Sam, but came out with a stick instead. Sarah Talik.
Gruber wins that one, just plays it out.
Gruber's been in quite a lot of the play today.
She's worked hard, yeah, and had to down that left-hand side as Alonso and some other Thames players are going forward. Here they are again. Great tackle by Mortimer. Carries away, cuts across Albuquerque, just rides a couple of those tackles. Free hit. Allison goes all the way across.
Alice Talik. And a good tackle from Yarra Valley. Sally Park will throw that one through.
Been a lot tighter this particular quarter. A few opportunities for TEM. They've definitely had the better with the penalty corners and a couple of those open play shots. Defending hard, Yarra Valley here. Benetti reads that one well. Cops a tough tackle on the stick, wins the free hit. They can go through midfield now. If they can go early, Mortimer's going to be under pressure from Albuquerque.
Big whistle, and Albuquerque too spent a couple of minutes on the bench.
I think it was just a bit of a clumsy tackle from behind that one. So Mortimer, great distributor of the ball. As they say, they need to keep this ball in their half. Allison on the right-hand side. Scott. This is positive for Yarra with the one-player advantage now. Need to work TEM side to side. Respect the ball and keep keep those options open. But a ball was the right idea through that inside channel. No one was able to get deep enough to get that touch.
It's a nice ball from Sam Wag. Just didn't have the right winger in that spot to pick it up.
Benetti on the ball for Yarra Valley. Goes back to Park. We'll go all the way back to Hassing. Hassing has Allison all the way out on the right-hand side if she decides to go there, and does do so. Yarra Valley will play most of the rest of this quarter with a one-player advantage. Need to start to bring the ball up, though. We want to start to play that ball across inside the opposition half.
Going to make the most of it. And this is Sarah Tulloch now with a brilliant intercept. She's got her sister and Gannison both running down for her again, as we noted, with the deficit of a player. A little bit hard.
Free hit came off the foot of Kleinschmidt.
More than happy to go through and have a shot on goal anyway.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of, the whistle had already gone, but Allison up the line.
Well, the umpires are actually pointing two different ways, so I don't blame
Yes,
Kleinschmidt for that one.
Absolutely, and I think initially there was a call of play on. I think umpire Millam hadn't seen the foot, and then obviously got the call from her co-umpire that it had hit the foot.
Spoken about a little bit, but it's great that the umpires do have the mic so they can speak to each other across the field.
At the end of the day, you know, the advantage rule in hockey, I think, is actually done really, really well. And as players, you're less frustrated if it's allowed to go and then pulled back than if it's pulled up really, really quickly. So I actually like them allowing the play on, because if it's a TEM free hit, well, then that's absolutely Kleinschmidt's right to go in, continue to play and have that shot. I would prefer that to happen, them to go, actually, no, there was a foot here, we're going to go this way. That's totally fine from a player's point of view, I think.
Less than a minute to go now. TEM's putting the pressure on. Gannison will pick this one up. Got to make a goal of it. And well cleared by Hassing. Sarah Tulloch has the shot. Misses to the left. Good save from Campbell.
Baness on the 25. Inside 30 seconds to go. Gets the touch. Comes off the leg of Allison.
Allison disappointed. Gannison takes her 5. Free hit just inside the circle, so a short corner called, which will take us to the end of this third quarter. Thames can bring the whole team up.
Yeah, I think there was some disagreement about if that was inside the circle or not from the Yarra Valley defenders. Obviously difficult to tell from all angles. The umpires are right there.
It was clever work from Gannison. She took her 5 steps exactly.
It's hard as a defender. You know, you're tracking that circle, you can't step out, and then they can throw the ball whenever they want, and you're not sure if you go out and tackle, you give away the short corner anyway. It's a really difficult position to be in.
Thames need to keep this one in the circle. Kleinschmidt puts it out to the right.
That is the end of the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, just a minute or two, and then back for the final quarter in this gameclothing.com.au Women's Premier League, with TEM leading 2-1. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Final quarter about to get underway here from the Hawthorn Hockey Centre and Auburn Road on a glorious day here in Melbourne. And coming to you live both in Australia and all around the world for gameclothing.com.au. We're underway in this Women's Premier League match. TEM, the home side, lead the visiting Yarra Valley 2-1. It's been an up and down affair throughout the day, Izzy, and TEM probably have had the better in regards to the penalty corners and things, but Yarra Valley have defended well and have the opportunity here through Chloe Scott, who's got a bit of pace, but well done.
Chloe Scott, the goal scorer.
Goal scorer after Olivia Wood opened the scoring for TEM, followed up by Darcy Kleinschmidt with a penalty stroke, and then clawed back through Chloe Scott with a deflection into the TEM net.
Clever work from Amelia Huff. Just finding a little bit of space. They can roll on to Gannison. Caitlin Gannison for Thames can throw it down the line. Wilcox playing defensively. Does well.
Good pressure by Gray. The ball bounces to Baness for TEM. Play
Alonso.
on the call.
Loves to roll around and find herself in a little bit of space. Can pop the ball through. It's a fantastic ball. And no touch was made from any of the Thames players.
No touch. Hassing on the ball at centre back for Yarra Valley.
Tell you what, everyone here must be huge lovers of hockey because not a single person cheered in the crowd. Often, sometimes you'll get a couple of people that cheer
yes.
that maybe haven't watched all that much hockey, but of course it does have to hit an attacking team's stick inside the circle for the goal to be called.
Yeah, there was a year or two of craziness where they...
Oh, that was madness, wasn't it?
Meant, where as long as it was touched, it would go in, and I think that was quickly vetoed at several levels.
And rightly so. I mean, attackers loved it. Defenders, not so much. Can't put a stick wrong. Goes through to Kleinschmidt, working in the shadows. Kleinschmidt gets a shot on. Missing it to the right. We predicted that she'd take the long sleeves off and hasn't done
and
so.
I was wrong.
So there you
I
go.
was absolutely flat out wrong. So
maybe it's a sun safety thing. Well, works from Yarra up the left-hand side. Happy to switch it through Hassing. Hassing has Gray. And just rolled out. Boness step up. Sam Wag across to Amelia Huff. Happy to use her stick skills. That's a beautiful ball through to Talek. Talek looks for Kleinschmidt. Morani for Yarra Valley takes on Amelia Huff. It's a good tackle. Can get it back to Wilcox though. Wilcox
gets the free hit, tries to put that aggressively forward. Park. It's Donaldson. We knew her as Sally Park for many, many, many years, and now Sally Donaldson, as I actually see her little boy run across in a little Yarra Valley number 18 jumper. Donaldson towards the circle.
Tell you what, she's still listed as Park on LTS, but we'll try to get that one right.
Yep. There's a host of children down at Auburn Road here today, and as I see...
and a bunch of little hockey sticks to go with it as well. A bunch of little hockey
sticks, and is there anything better than seeing like a grossly oversized playing top rolled up and, you know, shoved onto a child, and then they're paraded around, usually with their parents' number on it.
Kin Smith getting a bit clucky. Albuquerque can roll it through. It's a good tackle.
Comes off the foot of Hassing.
Free hit just outside the circle. Kleinschmidt will take her 5 and step in. Has the shot. Well saved. Pretty
Long
close
corner.
there. Long corner is the call. Boness. Everyone been marked tightly from Yarra Valley. Albuquerque. will look to find. It's a fantastic tackle from Tilka Hassing. Boness cops a big bump. It's a fantastic tackle from Mortimer. Mortimer has been excellent for Yarra today.
Can't keep that one in is Hurst. Back to TEM. Almost just over 5 minutes gone in this final quarter. Still on a knife edge this game. TEM dominating possession, dominating field position, but both teams with the ability to score.
Good ball through to Sarah Tulloch. And well taken care of again by Gruber. She's been excellent. A little bouncing ball. Donaldson. Finds the corner and a 16-yard for Thames. You can certainly see the exhaustion starting to set in with this heat. Not the typical hockey weather, that's for sure, but certainly wonderful for all the spectators out here at Auburn Road today. This is Rachel Gray.
Lots of blue shirts in front for Gray. Just has to go back to Hassing. Under pressure immediately.
It's a good tackle. And then the free hit called against her.
Just probably a little bit too aggressive, that one. I don't think that was far away from being a clean take. Wilcox goes down the line, finds Mackenzie strong on the ball, pops it through. Mortimer is trying to get to that. TEM will cut the line and get that first.
Brilliant work by Bronte Huff. I've been very impressed with her game today. A nice ball through to Tulloch. Tulloch can look for Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt's got a little bit of space.
Well positioned by Benetti there, but the ball first to set TEM through. That's what TEM have been able to do all day that Yarra Valley haven't quite been able to replicate. It's been a very contested, tight game where TEM have managed to stretch the field, and that kind of vision is what's put them in really good stead today.
Hassing gets it through to Mortimer. Has to use it quicker. Be run down.
Didn't have a whole lot of options there.
Bouncing ball through Tilka. Needs to take care of it, and Kleinschmidt gets a little touch, but still makes its way through to Wilcox.
Wilcox goes through to Hurst. Hurst is one-on-one. Needs to wait for the game to unfold in front of her. Has backup coming in Mackenzie. Earns the free hit. Mackenzie still going. Plays on. Gets the free hit. I think no advantage paid there.
Wilcox happy to play on. Wilcox still deep in the corner. Nice little touch from Kleinschmidt.
Long corner here to be taken by Benetti. Pushes that ball across. Brown. They've given ground up. Brown goes low. Doesn't give opposite number any chance. And now TEM breaking, passing on angles, depth. Well read by Hassing, important. Otherwise, they're one-on-one.
Tilka. Opts to go back and a little bit of a bouncing ball, taken care of though.
Benetti has the lead from Brown on. Goes back. Don't need to rush here, Yarra Valley. Just need to retain possession.
Kleinschmidt will roll it through to Tulloch. Tulloch needs to just put a little bit more oomph on that one. Only goes as far as Mortimer. Mortimer under pressure from Jarrett. Kleinschmidt. It's a nice little ball through. And Alice Tulloch looks up and sees a lot of yellow in front of her. Has to go back. Wilcox. This is Kate Wilcox. It's the right idea from Wilcox. Looking for that through ball. Is that easier or harder for us as commentators. Just call Wilcox the whole time.
Bit of column A, bit of column B. Ball turnover again for TEM. Limited for options coming out of defence. Yarra Valley. Brown will hit that hard and can break. Has Scott on her inside. Turns, tries to find an opportunity.
Well held
that
up.
Free hit.
Really well held up by Sam Wag, and just allowing Bronte Huff to get back in, put a stick in it, just hold up the play. Benetti.
Needs someone leading from that top of the circle. It's still behind 2 defenders, and that's just
nice
playing
tackle.
right into TEM's. I think there was a couple of calls of, I think they need to take it 1 from where it was given, and 2, they need to at least try and stop the ball.
I did hear the other call of she had the ball, umpire, let her play. Difficult job for the umpires. You're never going to make everyone happy.
Exactly.
Beautiful ball from Albuquerque through to Alonso. Alonso has Talek leading. Has taken her 5 now. Can make her way into the circle and does. Finds just a tiny little bit of space. Ball is right under, but it's in front of the umpire and she can see everything that's happening and calls the penalty corner. An important one now for Thames. If they can put this one away, they could probably breathe a little bit more of a sigh of relief. Still 5 minutes to go. Plenty of hockey still to be played.
Yeah, this is super important. If Thames score this, it's really difficult and unlikely way back, really, from the game thus far. If they keep that out, Yarra Valley's still in the game with 5 minutes to go. Just need 1 goal to steal some points.
Across to the left, Alonso. It's a good save from Campbell. She's done a lot right.
Up into side netting and a long corner.
I want to see Yarra moving the ball quickly now. They don't, we say that 5 minutes is a long time, but not if you're taking this long to take you 16 yards. Ball through to the captain, Nicola Brown. Ellie Jarrett can pop it through to Talek. Talek still on the ball is Talek. She's got to get through 4 defenders though. Brilliant ball.
Mackenzie pokes that ball through. Foot race now. Pressure on the ball and a TEM free hit.
Bronte
straight
Huff.
away taken and into the midfield. They've always immediately had a midfield option, and that's been the difference all day for me today. I'm not sure if you disagree in any way, but for me, that quick ability to play on through midfield has been the difference.
The call is play on.
I think everyone stopped because someone was on the ground, which is good sportsmanship.
Absolutely, Ken. Every pass, as you said, every time that a Thames midfielder gets the ball, they've got an easy option. Just means that they can get that ball moving really quickly, just playing triangles, making it quite hard for the Yarra defence. Alonso wants to have the shot, and well tackled by Gruber.
They're fearless there coming in. Not many people are willing to get on the deck and put their stick in the way of a tomahawk. That's well done by Claudia for Yarra Valley and good defence. Benetti run herself into a bit of trouble there. Gets the free hit though. Well done. Good strength on the ball from Benetti.
Again, I want to see Yarra taking that quickly. Alice Talek, she's the one that made the tackle. She's out of it. She wasn't 5. Just take off, get the ball moving. Less than 4 minutes now. 3.5 minutes to go. You'll be doing what you can, throwing that ball. Thames have it through Sam Wag. And Kate Wilcox puts it back through to Sam Wag in the centre. Can hold on to it, finds herself in the circle. Pops it across. She had Gannison and Kleinschmidt at the top. Wouldn't mind seeing her just have a crack herself from there. Bit too selfless, I think.
Kleinschmidt drew 2 then tried to dish the ball through, which is the right idea. Ball across, pressure now coming from TEM, trying to finish this one off. Allison Tries to bunt that inside. Free hit for TEM, just outside the circle. This is starting to get a little bit dangerous.
Janison seeming frustrated that the call actually came then. Just about to walk into the circle. Although TEM's can be clever about this now. 2 minutes, they've got the ball in their attack. Just need to keep possession, not like that.
Wilcox, left-hand side, kicks the ball.
Happy to take off, and it's a good tackle from Wilcox. Really liked her game as well today.
Yeah, there just hasn't been the ability of free-running play through the midfield for Yarra Valley that, you know, players like Wilcox and Marani enjoy, so that they can get high players like Mackenzie, and they've had to come back to the midfield to mark. Gruber as well on the right-hand side, trying to play that forward role. It just hasn't happened. Gray rolls through, 1.5 minutes to go. Benetti. Gray under pressure, tries to put that ball back. Well attacked by Benetti, cut the angle across in front of Albuquerque.
Albuquerque needs to get her 5, although she's out of it.
Rolls that ball forward. Hurst will attack this.
Tulloch versus Hurst.
Long corner. 50 seconds to go in this game, so if it's going to happen, it needs to happen now for Yarra Valley. They've got the long corner. They need to get this ball on a good angle and get it into the circle. And that's a good turnover. And TEM, if they're smart, can just take it to the corner now and hold the ball.
This is Sarah Tulloch, and she looks for Sam Wag. The trusty hands of Sam Wag can get it across to Alonso. Alonso, 30 seconds to go. They opt to go back, and I need to see the Yarra forwards running, putting the pressure on. 20 seconds to go. You're going to be throwing everything at it.
Inside the final 10 seconds now. So the home side are going to notch up the first win of the day. Unless something drastic happens now in the last 5 seconds. That ball smacked long and turned over. And that is the end of the game. And the TEM Lions victorious here in the first game of the day. 2-1 over the visiting Yarra Valley. It was a great performance by the home side, Izzy. Just a little bit more calm, control and collected in the visiting side, and got the reward early. Fairly even in the second half, but TEM with the work early really had the advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was an excellent game by Sam Campbell in the net for Yarra Valley. Certainly had a lot of shots that she pulled out, some fantastic saves. As you said, TEM just getting more shots, more pressure on than Yarra Valley were able to. I think the heat certainly played a part in it towards the end. Yep. There was only 30 seconds to go, and most players were just looking
absolutely
so exhausted.
Out on their feet.
Absolutely knackered, but a good performance by TEMS and coming on away with the 3 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break and be back on the other side of this with the pre-game for the Men's Premier League and gameclothing.com.au. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 3 of the Hockey Victoria and My Sport Live stream of the Men's Premier League for GameClothing.com.au. My name is Kin Smith and I'm joined by Izzy Hassel. And Izzy, we are down at the Auburn Road Hockey Centre and the pre-game for the TEM Lions versus Yarra Valley in the Men's Premier League. TEM, the home side here, just having enjoyed a great result in the Women's Premier League, 2-1 over the visiting Yarra Valley. The stage is set now for the Men's Premier League and two sides. The TEM side up on your screen, number 56, Adam Luck, number 34, Angus Burnett, 44, Braden Pitcher, 33, Cam McKenzie, 28, Emilio Fernandez, 11, George Hurley, 43, Gus Wakeling, 9, Luke Westmore, 6, Matt Pitcher, 2, Nick Spencer, 14, the captain, Nick Sutcliffe, 3, Oliver Marshall, 32, Tom Casey, 13, Tim Belzer, and number 45, Will Harty. A lot of recognisable names in this TEM side. Been a really great group of players for a while, and a couple of handy ins. Emilio Fernandez coming across from Waverley as well this year. Over to Yarra Valley.
Number 1, Tom Dial. Number 11, Owen Pitt. 15, Hamish Archbold. 13, Harry Broad. 45, Jack Hopper. 21, Luke Brunton. Number 2, Stu Manderson. Number 4, Will Ratley. Number 62, Lockie Hansford. 63, Nathan Forrester. 23, Lockie Abbott. 69, Alex Tan. 28, Nick Bridgman. 17, James Thompson. 20, Hugh Cullen. And number 14, coach captain Alex Mason. Yarra so far have had a couple of losses. They had a 2-0 loss in round 1 to Waverley, 4-0 loss last week to Hawthorn. And TEM's also sitting on no wins at the moment. They had a 2-0 loss to Powerhouse in round 1 and a 3-1 loss to Southern United last week.
Yeah, managed to see a bit of that TEM game against Southern United, and TEM defended really well. Southern United probably had the better of the chances, but probably unlucky not to put a couple more goals in. But TEM really strong over the ball. Obviously, the game against Powerhouse and a narrow loss. Yarra Valley, 2-0 loss to Waverley, which they were really disappointed with. They missed a penalty stroke, had a couple of corners that they couldn't get off. So disappointed there, and disappointed with the result against Hawthorn. Obviously, a really quality unit there, which they went down to at home last week.
Kim, we're going to have a look at the games that happened yesterday across the Men's Premier League. Altona, a big win, 6-0 over Brunswick. Southern United, 3-0 over Waverley. Powerhouse St Kilda, 6-3 over Hawthorn. Essendon and Footscray had a 2-2 draw. Would have been a fantastic match to watch. And Camberwell beating Melbourne Uni 3-1. And finally, the Brumbies getting a 4-2 win over Doncaster. Under the lights, a fantastic game to watch.
What was brilliant was there was a number of games yesterday that had undefeated teams in them, and they were fascinating to watch. 5 goals, I think, in the first half or such from the Powerhouse Hawthorn game. Dylan Wotherspoon making his debut for Powerhouse, coming down from up north and scoring in the first minute of his first game. So Dylan Wotherspoon playing for Australia only 18 months ago, only recently out of the national squad. A great in for them, a great result. Hawthorn obviously getting on the board through some drag flicks and a couple of field goals. Greensborough also went down 3-2 to MCC in Men's Premier League. So a couple of undefeated teams, obviously Waverley having, I believe, their first loss to Southern, who have continued on, keeping on, and Essendon and Footscray would have loved to have been at that game. 2 undefeated teams ended up with the draw. Essendon had a really positive big start to the year. Footscray with some quality in their unit as well. But we turn our attention to today, and a big game for both these sides looking for their first points. We mentioned it earlier, but TEM and Yarra Valley, it seems like we're always at Auburn Road commentating these two teams early in the year. It just seems to be a bit of a tradition that the Hockey Victoria have stumbled across. But both teams looking for their first win, have mirrored each other in regards to, both of one Men's Vic League 1 or Men's State League 2 come up and has sort of stayed in Premier League, maybe gone back down and up again. But a couple of key players to watch from TEM. Player I'm really looking forward to watching is Oliver Marshall, a really young, exciting player. Luke Westmore, as well as an exciting young forward, and Gus Wakeling, who is an under-21 representative from New Zealand. So a couple of really handy players there for TEM. On the Yarra Valley side, a couple of players that we're looking for. Number 19, Luke Brunton, exciting young player. Will Rutley off a campaign ending with a bronze medal with the under-18s. And then some of the players that have joined the club as well, looking at the likes of Lockie Hansford, who's an exciting attacking inside forward. And Hamish Archbold, only 17 years old, holding down that right-hand side. So we might see some of the young stars line up on each other. I'm thinking of Ollie Marshall and Westmore potentially against Archbold. It's an exciting game to get underway here. Forrester will have first use of the ball.
Big crowd now, certainly, now that the girls are off watching from the stands. TEM certainly looking to make it 2 from 2 in the Premier League competition today.
Our umpires, Simon James on the left-hand side and Ben Hocking as we get underway here. Manderson, first use, out to Archibald. He's going to go back to Rutley. Rutley working with Broad, the number 18 for Yarra.
That is well run down by Emilio Fernandez.